Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. This is the astrological forecast for March 1st through March 7th. So let's take a look at what's going on. Now, this is a general reading. So understand, if this does not seem like it fits with you, there are approximately 8 billion people on the planet right now. So the reality is, it may not entirely fit. However, if you'd like more detailed insight, contact me at innervoiceenterprises@yahoo.ca. You'll also find the contact information below this post. Well, that went out well. Anyway, if you take a look below the picture here, you will see other ways to get a hold of me. That said, let's get started, shall we? Because obviously my mouth is not working quite well. We always start with the general idea of what's going on the whole. So as the truth comes out, on the whole, we have harmony. Okay, the Four of Wands. That indicates that things are going to come into balance. There's a lot of shifting going on, but in the long run, you will find that things come back into balance between you and the people around you, especially on the home front, or conversely, if you spend most of your time working, work will likely become what amounts to the home front. Now, with Aries, you're faced with a choice. You can either stay doing things the way you have been. This is the Two of Swords, indicating you're at a turning point. You can stay on the path you're on, which, depending on what you're up against, may or may not be a good idea. But this is the time to assess which way things are going. Okay, and whether or not you're content with them. When we take a look at Taurus, Taurus is getting information. Now, pay attention to the details. The Page of Wands inverted indicates that communication may be a little sketchy. You may have a little bit of cloudiness in the meaning. So think things through before making a final decision. It may be in your best interest to write things down, especially with Mercury retrograde. If you were born under a Mercury retrograde or under a Mercury direct, either one will have a pretty solid impact. But retrograde can confuse things even more. Okay, now when we take a look at Gemini, again, we have a juggling situation. This is the Two of Pentacles, meaning finances could be a little bit sketchy. Do not overspend at this time. There may be things that you're trying to get wrapped up, that you're trying to catch up on. Don't make the mistake of trying to catch everything up at once. Take the time to get your affairs in order. On paper is the easiest way. Then you can look at what you're looking at, what's going on, and get a clearer understanding. When we take a look at camera, centering around the family side, you conversely are in really good shape. That's the Ace of Pentacles, meaning there is a shift in your finances coming in. Now understand, this does indicate there is a surplus coming in, meaning you'll have more money coming in than what is required to go out. However, if you do not pay attention to where it's going, all the surplus in the world will not matter. Okay, now when we take a look at Leo, Leo is your energetic. That's your real energy side of things. Okay, and we are showing the Hierophant inverted. Now, the Hierophant does indicate you're going to have to look at things from a slightly unconventional fashion in order to get a handle on what's going on. Now, this is not a bad thing. Okay, don't forget, the way it was put to me was insanity is best described as repeatedly doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Well, with the Hierophant inverted, it indicates it's time to change the way you're doing things. Okay, you may be surprised pleasantly with the change that happens. When we take a look at Virgo, now of course, Virgo itself is a little on the occupied. We are apparently having a lot of trouble speaking today, but we get used to it. Hopefully you will. This shows the Fool right side up. As long as you are following karmic law, meaning do unto others as you desire them to do unto you, things will likely work out well in your favor, because it does show the Fool right side up does indicate that you are being protected as long as you're following karmic law. Now, of course, the converse is true as well. If you're breaking karmic law, if you're treating people in a way you feel is wrong, or that you would not appreciate being treated yourself, the odds are it's going to blow up on you. Okay, now we take a look at Libra. Libra is showing a lot of energy because the Ace of Wands is inverted. It shows a whole pile of different pieces of energy, different things coming together on the same track. A long existing project is finally coming into balance. You're managing to gain the support that you require and get the help necessary, although in a lot of cases it may well come from directions that you're not expecting. Now, Scorpio is always a fun one. This is where the hidden energies come. Scorpio, especially if you're working in the trades, be certain, with the King of Wands inverted, be certain to keep an eye on what your emotions are doing. You may find this a somewhat frustrating week. So with that in mind, take a moment, take a breath before reacting to new information coming in. You're likely only getting part of the story. Okay. Now, don't mind me just looking at what I've got written down here. Now we take a look at Sagittarius, and of course, because the galactic center is sitting in Sagittarius right now, we know the truth is going to come out. This is the Page of Pentacles, meaning the truth is going to come out around your finances. A situation you've been trying to maintain is going to come to a bit of a head. Okay. Again, the trick is to take the time to put things in perspective, to get them on paper, so that you can get a look at it in a logical fashion and really analyze what's happening before jumping to a conclusion. Now, when we come to Capricorn, Capricorn is showing a bit of a challenge coming through work. That is the Sun inverted, meaning a sense of loss. You may find around work especially that things are a little unstable, that there is tension you really don't require. Be certain you don't that you don't step into a position you don't belong. In other words, if it is a problem that's going on and it's not actually under your job description, refer it to the person that should be dealing with it. Okay, you'll find it works out a lot better and a lot less stressful from your end. When we take a look at Aquarius, the sign of the humanitarian, okay, there is a lot of change happening now in Aquarius. Of course, as any astrologer knows, Neptune rules Aquarius. Well, of course, Neptune right now is sitting in Pices, which is the sign of extreme change. Okay, and we do have the Seven of Swords coming up. This indicates that the truth, on top of coming out, is going to bring most of the change will be successful, but there is likely to be some challenges as well. Okay, now we get into Pisces. Now, of course, Pisces is an interesting situation in itself. It's always an extremist anyway. There's going to be a lot of release. If you are naturally, like if you find you suffer from migraines a lot, this may be an indication that there's going to be a real stress release. Something is going to come to a head that will finally put a conflict to rest behind you. Okay, and with that in mind, you'll find that things actually turn out quite nicely. Now again, to wrap things off, on the whole, this is the Ten of Swords inverted, affecting everybody. With the Ten of Swords, and because it's inverted, it's showing again a lot of release. Heads up, Pisces, that could amplify things a lot for you. Okay, so this does show that there's a lot of release, a lot of new information is going to come to light. If you're not already keeping a journal for yourself, it may well be in your best interest to start. Hopefully this has helped you. Again, if it does not feel like it fits you, understand there are a lot of variables involved. This is a general reading for, that covers, that overviews everybody, about 8 billion people on the planet. But for more direct information, or for more personalized information, absolutely contact me at innervoiceenterprises@yahoo.ca, and I'll be happy to take a look at things. For now, we will leave you with this. Until we meet again, take care of yourselves, and for pity's sakes, stay positive.